Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. I don't always tell you what you want to hear, but I tell you what you need to hear to make an informed decision. Now, I'm just going to rant about some news, but I'm going to give you some really good news, in my opinion, for all the ISO20022 compliant tokens. Now, before I say that, guys, my only concern, and I'm being very serious, about the ISO 20022 compliant tokens is regulation. How all that's going to pan out, that is my biggest concern. So none of this is financial advice. Now, the second thing is, picking good tokens, I thought was all we pretty much had to concern ourselves with. Well, that's only half the picture. Unfortunately, not only do you have to pick the right projects to invest in, you got to pick the ones that are going to make it past the SEC and whatever they have in store for you. And then you also got to figure out how not to get scammed. And then you also have to figure out which exchange to do your trades on. Guys, crypto is crazy. Now, all that being said, I'm extremely positive. I don't care how it pans out. Stick with us, stick with me in this channel, guys. I may not always be right, but I'll be right here and we're going to figure it out. Again, not financial advice. Now, that being said, what's the good news? Well, you know, I've I've been stacking the ISO 20022 compliant tokens that everyone thinks about, like HBAR, XDC, XRP, XLM, Algorand, the normal ones. And I really felt really confident. Well, because I do so much research and read so much, I started seeing a trend where like JP Morgan and Wells Fargo and R3 and all these different major corporations and banks were creating their own private blockchain. And even since I uncovered that, I've been watching some podcasts where some developers were talking about, and they said we're at the crossroads of crypto going the private route or the open route. And that I did not like hearing. But here's the good news. And I'm about 99% sure that this developer who told me this is correct. But here's what he told me. He said, look, the banks, like say JP Morgan and Wells Fargo, they can be as private as they want. They can have their private blockchains. And there's a lot that they can do. But they can't do it globally. He said, look, if you have a private blockchain, you can, go back and forth globally with, say, your users. But if you want to do cross-border payments and you want to have access to everything, right? All the blockchains, all the exchanges, all the financial services, everything that you're going to need to be tied to, you're going to have the interoperability of the ISO 20022 compliant tokens, period. That got me excited. So yes, Wall Street, the banks, they're going to be able to take certain pieces of the pie away from us, but they're not going to be able to basically not give us our piece of the pie. When I say our, because I have my bags packed, so to speak. But anyway, here's my personal opinion. Now, I've never ever seen a banking chart, ever, out of the thousands I've probably seen, no matter what they're talking about, that did not include Bitcoin and Ethereum. Whether it's Swift or a banking chart, it doesn't matter. So I'm not even going to touch base on that. But for me, the real tokens, because guys, I'm trying to figure out the best of the best. Because quite frankly, I have way too many positions and I would like to narrow that down. But here's my thoughts for the interoperability for the banking sector around the world, the best ones, in my opinion, are probably Quant, Link, XRP, and XLM. Now that's for the interoperability. Now, like for instance, Algorand, one of my favorite projects, HBAR, Ecstasy, I like them all, guys. But for the interoperability, right, of creating all the networks around the world, I think those are going to be the ones. Now, not to throw a wrench into it, but guys, I did a video about Cosmos. Cosmos is an ISO 20022 compliant token, and they have a different path. They're not really getting into cross-border payments and stuff, but they're getting into the American banking system, and it's going to be pretty powerful, their own little niche. So I believe Cosmos is one to watch as well. Now, I created a video that I'll leave a link down. Actually, I created two about Cosmos. I'll leave those videos down below. Those guys, Cosmos might be the sleeper. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you. I am back to being 100%, feeling good about the ISO compliant tokens. The only thing that literally keeps me from just stacking and stacking and stacking more than I have is I'm really concerned. Unfortunately, I don't want to put a bad negative spin on this. I need the regulation from the SEC, because this is BS that they've let, crypto go, 12, 14 years without compliance. They could have shut this down 10 years ago, and they need to give us an open path to whatever regulation is going to be. Because, guys, it's hard to continue to stack and stack when we got to get past regulation, and who knows what that looks like. All I can say is, man, we need Ripple to win that court case. That is going to be the biggest event in the history of crypto. I truly believe that. XRP and Ripple and XRP, that court case is the biggest thing to have to do with anything in crypto. That is the future. Everything is going to be based on that court case. So guys, I hate to say it, but if you haven't been involved, I don't want to get political, but you need to go to John Deaton's website and contact your congressman or your senator and let your voice know. I don't want to get off on a tangent. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Happy holidays. I hope you found this pretty positive, because it was meant to be. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Make sure you hit that notification. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And either way, guys, hit that like button and come back. Take care.